We'll find our paradise in the tropical skies.
Yeah, hello and welcome back on my channel. Today we are talking about rumors, misinformation about visa application. Let's start with the first. The first thing people believe is they can choose for how long they want to apply the visa for 3 years because it's written on the webpage of the migration. You can get the visa up to 3 years, but this decision takes only the Cancillería, the migration Colombian state. There is no field on the application where you can choose I want the visa for 3 years, 2 years, 1 year. Normally you get it for 1 year. In very little cases they give it to you for 3 years, but there is no guarantee. So normally it's 1 year. So this is one of the misunderstandings, what I have heard many times from my clients, why I don't get the visa for 3 years. Did you apply it wrong? No, you cannot apply the visa duration. You just have to accept for how long the migration gives you the visa. Next point, the documents that you have to upload for your visa application. I know there are lists on the migration, required documents we need for the visa, and each visa types has different documents you have to upload. And the list of the migration is very often not complete, and there is also a praxis. And what we have seen is that migration is often asked for much more documents that they list in the web page. One example, for some visas, it's on the list that you need an FBI background check. But what we have seen, they ask this FTA background check now closely for everyone, for every visa type, even if it's not listed in a visa like an investor visa or whatever. Very often they ask for that, even if it's not listed. You also have to know that the migration can ask for whatever they want. There is no guarantee that this list of the migration office is complete. And what we do from Autarchy, we support expats with visa application, company information, taxes, health insurance. We are more or less a one-stop shop for expats, and we are supporting already over 8 years expats. And we did over 1,000 visa application already. And what we see is that during the year things are changing. Sometimes they won't have this document, sometimes they want to have other documents. What we do, we adjust our checklist that we send out to our clients always based on the actual situation in the migration office. But even we cannot give a guarantee that this list is complete, because they can ask a specific for you one document they never have asked before. What we have seen in 95% of the cases, our list is sufficient for 95% of our clients, and it could be that in some cases they ask something very, very individual, that we also don't have on the list. But just to believe the list in the migration office is complete, and with this you will be sure that there is nothing else they will ask you, then you are wrong. Next point. So there is no guarantee that the Colombian state have to give you a visa. And what I have heard from some competitors, we guarantee you the visa, and or we know someone in the migration office that can look that you get your visa. In my opinion, this is just a lie, because the visa application is not handled by the migration office in your town, in your city, Medellin, Barranquilla, Cali, Pereira, Santa Marta, Cartagena. No, all the visa applications are centralized in Bogotá, and you not even know who is working on your visa application. And the officials in the migration office has no influence on your visa process. Nothing. The migration office is just there for, let's say, when you have overstays, for the Historia Migratorio, for your ID card, your cédula, but has nothing to do with your visa application. This is a wrong information. We, from Autarchy, we have a very high success rate, over 95%, but we give never a guarantee because this would be, would be untrue. I cannot give a guarantee because it's not my office who makes the visa or approves the visa. This is the Colombian state, and the Colombian state has the right to reject the visa even if you fulfill all the requirements. They have the right to reject it without giving a reason. Huh? And in general, because they don't have to give you a reason, it's also very difficult to go against the state. There are a couple of things we can do if a visa is rejected. What we can do is, let's say, when you are in a real marriage, a real relationship, then you have also a right, which is in the constitution, that the couple can live together. In this case, we can go legally against the state, but this always takes a long time, costs money, and is really something, you always have to take the decision if you want to go that way. But this is a possibility when a marriage visa get rejected from the Colombian state and you have to prove that you are really a family, then you can do something against this decision. The same, let's say you run a business already 3 years, you have employees, you have a real company, whatever, you have an investor visa, and now after 3 years they are going to reject you the visa. And this is something, you cannot expect. You have also a right to believe in the system of the law in Colombia. When they gave you 3 times the visa, nothing changed. Then you also can do something against this decision. Everything you have to do against the state is really always takes a long time and it gets on your nerves. But you can do at least something. But there are many visa applications you can do nothing against it. For example, a digital nomad visa gets rejected. Yeah, it gets rejected. You cannot say, but I am a digital nomad. I want to stay here. No, if the Colombian state don't want that you stay here, they don't have to give it to you. But with family, when you have kids or a partner, you're married, then you have also a right that is protected by the constitution. So these are things where we can do something. With other cases, you cannot do anything against it. Next point. There are 3 types how they can reject your visa. And there is also a lot of confusion. So the first thing is inadmitida, is it called? And this is nothing really bad. It just says, your visa application is expired or whatever, you have to reapply your visa. Inadmitida. This can happen, let's say, even if the migration office is not working on your visa application, it's on the stable of the pending work and they never touched it. It does not happen very often, but we have seen that migration office never worked on your visa, and after 30 days, your visa application is expired, and then it comes the message inadmitida. That means you have to reapply, or if the migration office is asking for additional documents and you cannot bring it into the time frame. And then they say inadmitida, the visa application is no longer valid, you have to reapply. So this happens sometimes. But with a reapplication, you can, you are fine. The real, rejection of a visa is negada, visa negada. This means your visa application has been taken a decision by the migration office and they don't want to give you the visa. And with a visa negada, you cannot reapply the visa in the next 6 months. You have to wait 6 months to reapply the visa. But it does not automatically mean you have to leave the country. Let's say when you are still under the 180 days of your tourist visa or tourist stay, you can stay 180 days. You still can stay as a tourist then in the country. This is different from rechazada. Rechazada is the strongest visa rejection. Rechazada also means your visa application has been on your visa application, migration took the decision to not give you the visa. You cannot reapply the visa in the next 6 months, and you have to leave the country. This is the worst case, I would say. But it's important to understand there are three different rejection of your visa application. Yeah, now let's introduce myself. My name is Roger Schmidt. I'm Swiss. I'm a Swiss CPA, and I founded with my wife together the company Autarchy, and we are supporting expats since 2017. We have seen over 700 clients. We made over 1,000 visa applications. We are professionals. We have a branch in Medellin and Santa Marta. We do everything like also company formation, health insurance, title work, accounting, taxes, and so on. We are more or less a one-stop shop for our expats, and we are professional lawyers and CPAs. So, and now let's go to the next point. Yeah, the next point is when you arrive as a tourist, you get a stamp in your passport when you pass the migration, let's say at the airport. And on this stamp, there is a small box where they write in for how many days you can stay in Colombia. Usually they put in 90 days and then you can get this, another 90 days. That means you can stay per calendar year 180 days in Colombia. What we have seen many times is that people, let's say they entered the country not only twice in a year, they entered it many times. And let's say they collected already 150 days and they arrive again in Colombia, they get again a stamp in the passport. And very often the officials there and at the airport, they are not checking how many days left do you have for the 180 days. And they just put in 90 days. And then many people say, oh, wow, I have 90 days, so I can stay longer than the 180 days. This is wrong because the stamp in your passport is not that strong than Colombian law. The Colombian law says 180 days, and then you have to leave the country. If you stay longer, you are illegal in the country, and this can have consequences for you. So you cannot refer to the stamp in your passport to stay longer than the 180 days. This does not work, even if the stamp says it. Next misunderstanding is with residential visas. First of all, before 2022, there were some visas where you could become a permanent resident immediately. This does no longer exist. You always have to go first through an M visa, migrant visa. Depends what migrant visa you have. You have a waiting time of 2, 3, or 5 years before you can become a permanent residency. This is also, something people don't understand, that there is no visa you can get first time as a permanent resident. Not even when you are parent of a Colombian kid. Then you have to wait also 2 years before you become the permanent residency. Now with the permanent residency, there is another tricky thing. The only visa where you can get a new ID card, a new cédula, independent from your visa, is the permanent residency. Many people, they believe, oh, I can just renew my ID card and automatically I also extended my visa. This is wrong. And to be honest, I really don't understand why migration is doing that, because after 5 years, a resident visa, permanent resident visa, is valid usually for 5 years. And after 5 years, you have to renew your visa. But you also can renew just your ID card, but then you are without visas. without the visa, and this is wrong. Then you are also illegal in the country when you don't have the residency visa, a valid residency visa. We have seen many cases where people got once the visa and then they renewed just the ID card, the cédula. And I can understand that this misunderstanding exists, because why you should just be able to renew an ID card without having a valid visa. Normally the visa and your ID card, they have to be on the same period. You know, you shouldn't have an ID card without having a visa, a valid. And on the visa there is always written for how long is your visa valid, and also your ID card. So don't think wrong and just renew your ID card. You have to renew as well your visa, even if you're a permanent resident. Next point is, sometimes migration gives you your visa, but they make some restriction in your visa. For example, they can tell you next time you have to apply your visa from your home country, or next time you have to bring your professional certificates translated and apostilled. Migration can give you the visa, and in the meantime they can make you restrictions in, which has the impact of your next visa application. Or they even can say you just can work for your own company. And the last point is, many people, when they order a service like from us, from Autarchy or another supplier, they believe we can do everything for them, even to get them the police record from their from them home country, or whatever. We can get apostles from other countries. There are things that you have to organize, because these are personal documents and no one can get these documents. I cannot get a police record from, let's say, Portugal, France, Germany, United States, a FBI background check. These are things that you have to apply. And you also have to get the apostle in the home country. A visa consultant cannot know all the countries all over the world, even in which state you are. It could be different, the workflow. These are things you have to inform you by yourself, and to organize some documents by yourself. Okay, then go to my playlists. There are many important information about taxes, company information, whatever you need. Don't be surprised, sometimes I publish also German videos. And then I hope you follow the channel. Don't forget to click the bell, and then hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.
We'll find our paradise in the tropical skies. Live our lives in melody and salsa nights.